I am Mike Shea of SlyFlourish.com, and I'm here with my friend Enrique Bertran of NewbieDM.com. Say hello, Enrique.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Mike and I thought it'd be a good idea we both have the day off today, and we thought we'd play some D&D in the morning to wake up and have some fun.
Absolutely. So we are going to run, and I've been dying to run the D&D Essentials adventure, Dragon of Icespire Peak. And we are now going to do so. And it's just going to be one-on-one. Enrique is going to be playing. I'm going to be running. And first of all, I want to thank Roll20. Roll20 gave us a complimentary copy of the D&D Essentials Adventure Dragon of Icespire Peak for Roll20, which we're going to be using for our game today. So we are beginning right at the beginning. Enrique, you said you don't even have a character, right?
Well, I thought I'd make one here
Yeah.
on Roll20, but I don't. Yeah, but it's gonna be quick. I mean, I know what I'm playing, so
Yeah,
there's
let's
not
do
a
it.
lot of. Welcome to the Character Mancer, step by step. Next, okay.
Sure, I'm going to delete this character. Yes.
Choose a race. Dwarf. Alignment, chaotic good. Tool proficiency.
Hey, my mom is here. My mom's going to watch a D&D game, maybe.
Hi, Mom. Smith's tools. No. Brewer supplies. No. No. Smith's tools. Why not? Languages. Subrace. No. Next. Class. Yes.
Classy.
Yes. Skill proficiencies. How many do I? No. Intimidation and athletics.
This character
Fighting
man's
style.
kind of interesting. I've never seen it before.
Fighting style. I'm gonna go with great weapon.
Great weapon. GWF is not always appreciated.
Yeah, why not? When you roll away, yeah. I'm gonna go with a two-handed battle axe, anyways. So, okay, is that it for these choices here? Yeah. Okay. Next, ability score method standard array. No, I'm gonna go with gambler, and my language proficiency is going to be you know what? I'm an elf. I'm a dwarf who also speaks orc, because why not? Never tell me the odds. Oh, that sounds familiar. Nothing is certain. Planning is coward's act. Sounds good. That's fine. Ideals. Bravery. If you want to succeed, I gotta just take risks. Chaotic.
While we're doing that, so you're going to play a fighter?
Yes,
How would
sir.
do you have a friend a traveling companion who tends to keep you healed and healthy?
I do. I have a. Are we going with the companion rules? I assume we are,
Yeah.
right? And the spirit
Yep.
of playing the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Barandar, son of Dorn. Excellent.
He's a gambling, fighting hill dwarf.
Very good. I have one small additional thing to add outside of the rules that we have so far, which is you have in your possession a relic. You get to decide what this relic is and what its historical significance is for you. This relic can cast the spell Aid once. It lasts for 8 hours, and it works on both you and your companion character.
Oh, nice.
So you can tell me about this relic and how you acquired it.
It is a small chain from my grandfather's chainmail. It was charmed by a someone in my grandfather's past through his adventures, and his magical chainmail. It's a piece of his magical chainmail.
Excellent. And it has just this tiny touch.
Yes,
and
he passed it down. It made its way down to me. This piece of his chainmail, and it's big enough for me to hold in my hand. And
awesome, excellent.
And that's what that is.
Yeah. All right. And you don't need to use it yet. You can, if you feel that your time for adventure is coming, you may want to use that to help protect yourself from the dangers ahead. All right, let's begin. Time for adventure. Let me go to running adventure. The adventure begins. Nestled in the rocky foothills of the snow-capped Sword Mountains is the mining town of Phandalin, which consists of 40 or 50 simple log buildings. Crumbling stone ruins surround the newer houses and shops, showing how this must have been a much larger town in centuries past. Phandalin's residents are quiet, hardworking folk who come to the distant cities to eke out a life amid the harsh wilderness. They are farmers, stonecutters, blacksmiths, traders, prospectors, and children. The town has no walls and no garrison, but most of the adults keep weapons within easy reach in case the need for arms should arise. Visitors are welcome, particularly if they have coin to spend or news to share. The Stonehill Inn at the center of town offers modest lodgings and meals. A couple of doors down from the inn, posted outside of the townmaster's hall, is a job board for adventurers. What would you like to do? Welcome to Phandalin. What would you like to do? And let me...
So the first thing
Yes.
I do is I tell my companion character,
Yes.
let me do the talking.
All right. Now, shall I roleplay your companion, or are you going to roleplay your companion?
No, I can roll for the
Very
companion. All the companion's going to do is accompany me. I don't think he's going to be saying much.
good.
Because Barundar just told him to let me do the talking.
They nod.
Yeah. So the companion just, shrugs and says, okay.
Right.
So first thing I'm going to do is, I'm going to head to the inn first thing.
Excellent. So let me mark here. I think this is all in the GM overlay box. Yes.
And I want to keep my eyes open to see if I see a lot of dwarves in this town.
Right. I marked the Stonehill Inn on the map.
Got it.
And I'm going to mark the...
And I came in, I assume, from the south over here, down here somewhere?
You probably came from the west. Let's take a quick look at the regional map so you can see where you are in relation to other things. So this here, and you'll have to zoom out on this map. You can see Neverwinter to the northwest. And Phandalin, maybe you can't see because they're all on the GM overlay. Let me mark layer, map layer, and Phandalin. Layer, map layer. Okay. On the map, do you see Neverwinter and Phandalin?
I do.
So you would have come from the north. You traveled down the high road, which I can mark. There's a bunch of stuff. I probably should have marked everything you can see. You came down the high road. Did you come from Neverwinter?
I did.
Okay.
I heard there was money there helping rebuild the city.
The frontier.
After the,
Right. Phandalin is the frontier. And there's a nearby town of Conneberry, which you also have heard about. Move that into there. And you know about Icespire Peak, which lies to the east of Phandalin. So that is the general... Man, there's so many things they didn't... They put everything in the hidden layer. There we go. How's that?
Looks good.
Yeah. So you traveled from Neverwinter and reached Phandalin. Did you just arrive in town?
I just did.
Excellent.
And I'm thirsty and hungry for adventure.
All right. In that order?
Yes.
All right. So you head into the inn, the Stonehill Inn. Let me pull this up here. It's a modest 2-story roadhouse with 6 rooms for rent in the upper floors. A bed in the inn costs 5 silver pieces, and a meal costs 1 silver piece. The proprietor is a short, friendly human named Tolbin Stonehill. He's a native of the town of Tribor, you have learned, from the east, and came to Phandalin to prospect, but soon realized he knew a lot more about running an inn than he did about mining. Do you take a seat?
Is there a bar?
There is a bar. There's a couple
there a
of
step stool for me to stand up so I could be eye to
They
eye?
actually are familiar with dwarven folk, so they have a section of the bar with a step up and a slightly lower bar area.
Well, then I already like this place.
Yeah, they are and it's sort of on an angle that angles upwards, so that at the far end are where halflings and gnomes can sit.
Do I see any halflings, gnomes, or dwarves here?
There is a halfling who immediately, like as he comes, he goes, "Oh, look, another adventurer! Hello, friend," he says.
I have no time for hin.
No time for what?
Hin.
Hin.
Hin. That's what they call halflings in the Forgotten Realms.
It's like hin? I've never
Hin.
heard of being called that. Are you sure
now you
about
did.
that?
Yes.
Oh, well then. All right.
That's what Ed Greenwood says.
Who?
I don't know.
All right. So he kind of goes back and he turns around and goes, "Oh, well, as I was telling you," and he
Isn't my
begins
companion
to-
a halfling? I turn to the companion and I say, "Go talk to him."
He's just, yeah. your sidekick goes over and immediately begins having an animated conversation with you.
So I have what was the bartender's name again?
The bartender's name is Toblin. 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 Yeah.
Toblin.
He comes over. Yes. He's got a big
Hello,
gruff
friend.
beard. Don't mind him. He's always in everybody's business.
Toblin, my friend, I've come here looking for 3 things. Bed,
Done.
ale,
Done.
and adventure.
Oh, done. All 3. All 3 are within a stone's throw of here. Some stones smaller or larger than others.
Some stones are better left unturned.
2 of those will cost you money, while 1 of those will generate money for you.
Well,
To start with, if you would like a bed, we have one available for 5 silver pieces.
listen, I don't want to, cause trouble, but a bed may generate money for me too, if you catch my meaning. But yes.
He kind of looks you up. He's like, "I'm not so sure about that, but all right."
I'll pay for the bed, and I'll pay for a bed for my companion.
Excellent.
Over here. Separate rooms, please.
Done. We have 2 rooms left. We are now full up.
I want ale.
Done.
And I want some information. And he leans in.
Okay.
I want to make some coin.
Mm-hmm.
Where should I go?
Well, by far, the best place to make some quick coin, if you will, is to go over to the job board. The fellow that runs this job board, he's quite a recluse. He's become frightened of recent events and has holed up inside of the town master's hall. But he has posted the jobs out there and will certainly pay for the results of said jobs.
Frightened by recent events.
Indeed.
Perhaps you'd care to elaborate.
Perhaps you would like to pay for your ale.
Oh, apologies. Tablin.
Excellent.
Tablin.
Toblin.
You, innkeeper.
Toblin.
He gives you the coin.
Excellent. So the coin goes across. He kind of looks at it and says, "Well, it all started with the dragon." And his eyes go all wide, and a quiet sort of drifts off as conversations throughout the bar, throughout the inn, and begin to die. And the halfling on the other side, "That's right, the dragon. We haven't seen a dragon in these parts in quite a long time. Many years have passed, but most recently, dragon has been sighted around the sword. What's the name of the mountain? The mountain range. I already forget. The Sword Mountains. I should remember that. The Sword Mountains flying by, but more recently there have been reports of attacks. We have seen carts overturned, sprayed in blood, and their pack animals missing along the Tribor Trail. Rumors are that a group of orcs has also been sighted along the roads, and a much danger has occurred. We are worried about both of these things and the repercussions.
Did you say orcs?
Orcs.
Orcs?
I did, in fact, say orcs.
I hate orcs.
Well, then, you may do well in your adventures to come, for there are certainly orcs. Although these orcs have often stayed to themselves, and we haven't had much orc troubles either. So it appears that both of these 2 things at least have come around the same time. The dragon and the orcs. Although drawing a connection between the 2 we have not yet done.
I have one more question for you.
I'm all ears. He leans forward on the bar.
Where can I find that job board?
He says, "Just down the street in front of the town master's hall. Sits right next to the
chug
door.
my ale.
He looks back. Give me a go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw.
Or we'll go with just give me a Constitution attribute check. A flat con roll.
Okay, give me a second because I gotta figure that out here. I don't do a lot of character sheet work on Roll20. I mostly DM.
Right. You can't just do your roll. I think can you actually do it right off the sheet? Probably can. I'm sure.
I think you can.
Oh, I know. Hang on. So if you go to journal, let's see, Barandar.
Here.
If you go into the attribute, no. I guess never mind.
No, hold on. You could roll right on the sheet.
Oh, I think I did it for you.
No, I just did it.
Did you?
Huh. I think it rolls like two numbers, one for
one. The first one is your actual. The first one's your roll. The second one would be if you rolled with advantage. I have advantage on all the time. So filled with bluster, you immediately grab your ale and begin to drink, and you see a tiny spider dancing on the edge of the ale that had somehow fallen into your drink. And you can imagine its wide eyes as it heads towards your gullet, your cavernous gullet. And both of you, in surprise, as it goes down, tickles your throat, and you spew an entire mouthful of ale atop your new friend here in town. It drips from his hair and his beard, and the whole inn goes quite quiet as everybody kind of stands, and he looks at you, and a tiny smile comes out on his face. He goes, and he reaches over and slaps you on the shoulder. He goes, and he turns around and he goes, youngsters.
I look around and I say, seems I've made a fool of myself. I'll go find that job board now.
A little humility never hurts anyone. Good to know your limitations.
Companion, let's go.
The halfling dutifully walks over and comes along with you. And
time to find a job.
He or she?
He.
Your companion says, I have some information for you. Please, if you would, roll a d6 for me to find out what your companion learned.
D6.
You can just type / Yeah, there you go. West of Phandalin, on the coast, is an old stone lighthouse. Ships are drawn to this gleaming tower like moths to a flame, and are doomed to crash upon its rocks. Their wrecks must be filled with treasure.
You know I don't like water. Why are you telling me this?
Well, I just thought you would want to know. I know you don't like water, but I know you like treasure. And I don't know at what balance the two balance out, but perhaps it is
I'm like a cat, halfling. You're not going to get me in the water.
All right, then. Well, I just thought I would tell you what I learned at the bar. No need to take my head off. I guess I am role-playing. I guess I am role-playing your character, your companion.
Yes.
Excellent. All right, so you make your way. So we're back on the Phandalin map. You make your way over to the Town Master's Hall, and at the Town Master's Hall, you looking upon the board, you find three notable. Three notable pieces of information. Dwarf prospectors found ancient dwarven ruins in the mountains southwest of here, and have been working on an archaeological dig, seeking treasure and relics. They need to be warned that a white dragon has moved into the area. Take the warning to them, and return to Townmaster Harbin Wester to collect the reward of 50 gold pieces.
I ripped the thing off the job board.
Excellent. As you do that, like one of the town folk walks by, is like, "Hey, those are supposed to stay there for all of the adventurers who would like to partake in these adventures."
I'm just gonna go make a copy.
He's like, "Oh, okay." And
all right,
he walks away, and he looks over at his elderly wife. What's a copy?
You know.
Excellent. So you
Put it in my
begin
pocket.
to make your. Let me make sure. Adventure. So you have chosen. Adventure begins. You have gone through all of that. Proceed to the Townmaster's Hall, exploring Phandalin. You went to the Townmaster's Hall, and you found those adventures, and you found the quests, starting quests. I'm running it as they read, hence making sure I'm getting it all correctly. All right. As you begin your journey, heading where did I say? South?
Yes.
You are heading to the south. You are given directions by local townfolk south to head to the southwest. We will pop it up on the map. Somebody takes your really immaculately well done map that you happen to carry with you. Did I move? I didn't move the player thing over. Let's do that. A great map sage named Mike Shalai drew it for you. GM info. You are given information about the Dwarven Excavation. Do you see it there, southwest of Phandalin?
Yes, I do.
So you are making your way cross country. I need you. Let's see. I think this is in the decks. Let me go to the decks here. Rollable tables. I will. So I will ask you to roll a d20 for me. And what number did you get?
1.
You got a 1. Very good. Where is that? So you are traveling, you and your companion are traveling along the open plains as you head to the Dwarven Excavation. What between the two of you, what are your passive perceptions? And then if you would both make a perception check, both you and your companion character.
My passive perception
I of course could have looked this up, but
my passive perception is a 10.
Okay.
And his is a 12.
Okay. And then if you would each so roll with advantage for your companion character.
My companion rolls a 17.
All right.
And I roll
sorry. So you will have aided your companion because your companion has the higher bonus to perception.
Okay.
So it's as they roll with advantage instead of you each rolling. Does that make sense? Yeah. You're helping them out. So while you are making your journey along the path, there's a wind. It's like an autumnal, nice autumn day, and a wind kind of gushes by. Wind kind of rushes by, and you're singing your dwarven, traveling songs, and your companion stops for a second, and he's like, "Did you hear that? Hold on a second." And the two of you both go quiet, and you are aiding in him as you stopping singing your dwarven songs. And you begin to hear it a little bit too. You hear a roar, a deep and powerful roar that almost seems to vibrate the ground as much as it is audible, coming directly south and east of you. So you are, can you see the map?
Yes.
You see my little green ring?
No.
You don't see a green ring. It's down between Phandalin and the Dwarven Excavation.
Okay.
If you go 2 hexes down from Phandalin.
Am I walking towards the roar, or is the roar away from me?
The roar, so you were walking southwest. The roar came from the southeast. So you are walking 45 degrees or about 90 degrees off from it.
Right.
But you hear it. And your companion character, what's your companion character's name?
Bing.
Bing. Excellent.
Yeah.
Bing says, "Oh, look!" And he points, and for just an image, you see what you thought was like a bird. But if it's a bird, it can't be a bird because it's way too far away. But it's so far away, and the fact that you can still see it tells you whatever it is very big. And it's flying along the mountain range to the southeast, and then dives below the edge of the mountains and disappears.
Could it have been the dragon we were told about?
I think it was. I've never seen a dragon before. Should we go and take a look?
What color was it?
I couldn't tell, but I saw a glint of sunlight upon its scales. I believe it was white.
White dragon. Should we go chase it?
A big one. He kind of looks at you to see how you're going to act in this situation before he offers his advice.
Well, nothing is certain. Planning is a coward's act. Bravery, if you want to succeed, you have to take risks. Those are my ideals and personality traits, and I am going to chase the roar.
So you say, let's chase the roar, and he kind of puts his hand on your shoulder and looks at you, and he says, do you remember the spider in the ale?
My flaw is I don't know when to quit, especially when everyone is telling me to. And I say to him, I remember the spider in the ale.
Perhaps we may visit the dragon on the way back from the dwarven. Remember, we have dwarven friends. They could be in danger. We may need to go tell them to be wary of the dragon more so than going to the dragon itself. Just a thought.
You're a wise man,
as your
Bing.
companion.
You're a wise man. Perhaps we shall.
All right.
Off to the Dwarven Excavation.
He lets like a big sigh, like thank
But I am going after that dragon.
Yes, absolutely, we should. Perhaps not right now. You finish your journey wondering if you made the right choice. Wondering,
I don't think I did.
Did you just pass up your chance for honor and glory by dragging a huge dragon back into Phandalin and saying, like, I took care of it, problem solved,
we're done here.
We're all done.
We're all done
as you make your way to the Dwarven Excavation. It bothers you the whole way that you reach there. You reach there late in the day. The sun's setting over the mountain range to the west. You're now in that where that X is on the Dwarven on the map. You can't see my green ring when I do that?
I do not see the
green ring. Am I not on the right? Maybe because let me try this. Can you see it? Can you
there.
see it now?
Now I see.
All right. I have to be in the right layer, apparently. So when I'm in the GM layer, I guess only GMs can see it. I don't know what good that is because how many GMs are there? But whatever. So you are so the mountains to the west. This is the southwestern edge of the Sword Mountains. And the sun is just beginning to set, leaving these beautiful rays of red and orange streaming through the remains of the mountain. Let us move to Dwarven Excavation. You come in from the western sides. The canyon's rocky walls rise to a height of 80 feet. At the end of the canyon, a 20-foot-high wall of black stone has a broken gate carved into it, with one stone door hanging precariously by a hinge and the other door missing. Beyond this open gate, in the shadow of a great mountain to the east, lies a ruined settlement. All is quiet. What do you do?
Well, the first thing I do is look for any obvious signs of activity.
Why don't you and you tend to know that your friend there is a little bit more precise in his observations than you are. Do you want to aid your friend Bing in looking through the area? Yes. Go ahead and give me, well, I guess in this case it's an investigation check. So why don't either you and Bing can make an individual investigation checks, or you can aid one another. Whichever one of you has that.
Bing will make the roll.
Very good.
That's an intelligence check, right?
An intelligence investigation check. That is.
Actually, he's he's got investigation as a skill, so hold on.
Excellent. All right. So looking around, you see that there is definite signs of comings and goings here. People have definitely been walking through. Looking at the boot prints, Bing says, yes, indeed, that they are Dwarven boot prints. There is no signs of combat. You don't see any broken weapons or splashes of blood or dead bones or anything like that. It all looks like mostly traveling.
Bing.
Bing looks over at you.
Let's go in.
Let
me do the talking.
He nods and he holds his hand out to offer you the front spot.
I take it.
So both you and your companion move up. I won't move you into obvious dangerous spots. And your companion says, perhaps now might be a good time to call upon your father's protection.
So before I do that, I look around. What are these black structures here to my sides? What is that?
Let me read that to you. Dwarven Excavation. Excavation locations. This is E2. You see rubble of ancient settlements here that look clearly dwarven in their construction. There's a lot of rubble that has been moved away, leaving the outlines of stone buildings visible as collapsed walls. A stone well on the far side of the ruin is filled with rubble. The settlement has been, and looks as though it has been thoroughly ransacked. No immediate signs of any sort of hostility.
Then we're going to keep walking towards the east.
It says, are you sure you don't want to call upon the protections of your ancestors? Now would be a good time. It lasts for the full day.
Okay, Bing. Sure.
Excellent.
I clutch my chainmail piece and I whisper my grandfather's name and say, Opolapa Horoto in Dwarvish.
As you speak the words of power, you feel the protective arms of, is your grandfather or your father?
My grandfather.
Of your grandfather, sort of almost for a second, you see this mighty dwarf, this scarred dwarf with his chipped axe in his hand, who kind of rises up in front of you, and a blue light goes over both you and Bing. You each increase your hit point maximum by 5, and your current hit points by 5.
You feel that, Bing?
I do.
That's dwarven badassery.
Indeed. It will surely protect us in this time to come, should we need it.
Enjoy it, Bing. Enjoy it.
Excellent.
I put the chainmail in my pocket.
Very good. You can actually increase your hit points. Can I do that directly? Look at that. I can do it directly.
I can't because I don't have access to the token.
Ah! Vexing.
Now I could do it for him. He's got 15 hit points.
I think I gave him too many. He has 14.
So now he's got 19.
Oh,
right?
No, he had, sorry, I just increased it. He did have 9.
Oh.
And now he has 14. And you had 10 and now have 15. Is that right?
Yes.
No, you had 13.
I have, I'm sorry, 13 hit points.
So now you're
18.
You have 18. All right. Whoops. I'm just putting it on the token, right? And your companion character, just make sure we got that right. Your sidekick had started with 9 and now has 14. Okay, good. Cool.
Yep.
All right. You continue to make your way through.
Is it dark here?
It is. That's a very good question. There are no light sources.
This companion of mine is.
It is still, yeah. So you're still out in the open. So, but it is getting dark.
Or is he a halfling or a human?
He is a halfling.
Okay, so we could both see. Halflings have dark vision.
They do. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Excellent. So you continue to make your journey. I hate moving your characters for you.
Yeah, but I don't want to move around the structure. I want to move in through the structure.
Very good. Okay, so you travel through the structure, and your companion says, "Ooh, look there!" And there's a large boulder to one side that has fallen, and you see a broken dwarven bone arm out from underneath the bottom of the broken rock.
Oh.
And he goes, "Looks like it's been there for some time, and nobody bothered to do anything about it."
I whisper a quick, quiet prayer to Morden.
Excellent.
And I keep walking. I don't really want to look at that.
All
That's
right. Gruesome.
Kind of not my thing.
Right. When you travel by the well, you see the well here in the center.
Yep.
Oh, and I should reveal more of this map. Hang on. You see that it is filled with old broken rocks. Some of it of worked stone, some of it natural stone. That appears they were kind of throwing down in this well as they were excavating this whole area. The excavations look like they've happened. That the excavations have been happening recently and for some time in the past. Oh God, what did I just do? I literally just opened up another window, a whole other web page.
Why would they dump? Is it to get it out of the way?
Yeah, because the well used to be deep, and it was like a place to put all the broken rock.
Okay. All right. I look around the area, the general area, one more time. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything before I keep walking forward. This area here to my left, for example.
Yeah. So you and your companion kind of go through and sort of examine it thoroughly, and it looks like it's been pretty thoroughly ransacked.
Okay.
Like people have gone through and excavations and ransacking. I don't know. 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Okay.
And then you step through the door?
Yes.
All right.
No.
No.
Not quite.
Okay.
I want to listen at the door first.
Very good. So you'll kind of move up to the sides.
Yeah.
I would like each of you to make a stealth check. And if you are wearing metal armor, you are doing so at disadvantage.
So Barundar will make a stealth check. And our healer here will make a stealth check.
So your companion slides into the shadows as silently as the deadliest of Luskan assassins, while you slam up against the wall, Gears of War style, your metal armor echoing across.
I run into the door.
Yeah. Ah! Oh! Damn, I stubbed my toe.
Damn it.
And
Damn it, Bing. You pushed me.
Bing just looks at you and sighs. He's had to deal with this for some time. And you hear a couple of voices. Who's out there? And you hear the clicking of crossbows, like the cocking of crossbows.
Were the voices in common or in Dwarvish?
They are in common, but they are husky.
They're what?
They're like deeper, gravelly voices.
Right. So I say in Dwarf. Opotitala Barundar Koturtera.
What does that mean?
It is I, Barundar, son of Dorn.
Barundar, son, a dwarf, says a voice back in Dwarvish to you. Well then, come on in, but keep your hands away from your weapons.
And I say, my weapons are not drawn. Tutorochite.
Garanchi.
And I walk in through the door.
Excellent.
I tell Bing, I point with my finger, let me do the talking.
Whoops. Is there an undo? A hide area.
No, there's no undo. I don't believe so.
Gotcha. Okay. You step in through the door, the two of you, and you see two dwarves that are there. A partially collapsed 10-foot high wall separates this courtyard from the settlement west of it. 3 heaps of rubble are piled high in this area, hewn from the canyon's back wall. A 30-foot high temple facade features steps rising to a stone platform. Cut into this facade is a 10-foot high open doorway, flanked by crumbling life-size granite statues of cloaked dwarves. Evil grins can be seen on their weather-worn faces.
Well met.
Hello, I am Norbis, and this is my friend Daslin.
Norbin, Daslin, I am Barundar.
Hmm.
This is my companion, Bing.
And they kind of look around. So what brings you here?
So we understand you need some, we come with news. I need my job card again. Hold on. Allow me just give me a second. I need to pull out the...
Do you need it?
I'm glad I took it with me, actually. What does it say?
So it says, sorry, yeah. So the Fandling quests. You pull it out and put on your spectacles and read.
Give me a second.
Dwarf prospectors found ancient dwarven ruins in the mountains southwest of here and have been working on an archaeological dig seeking treasure and relics. They need to be warned that a white dragon has moved into the area. Take the warning to them and then return to Townmaster Harbin Wester to collect a reward of 50 gold pieces.
Yeah, so I'm reading the note.
Right, the two of them are looking at you and looking at each other.
I'm reading the note. I take my glasses off.
Right.
Put them in my pocket.
Yep.
There's a dragon in the area.
And they look at the sky. It's like, you could have started with that.
I'm here to give you a dire warning, my friends.
The two of them, like, oh.
I'm here to give you a dire warning, my friends, and I can vouch for its veracity because I've seen it with my own 2 eyes.
And they're like, oh, a dragon? And
There's a dragon in the area.
One of them begins to peek around the rock pile that is just north of you. Like, is it over there? And he pulls out like a small hand axe.
No. Calm down. Last I saw it was southeast of here.
Oh.
A little bit further down. But it's in the area. It's in the general vicinity, and you need to be careful, and you need to be warned of this.
It's like Norbis has been. Perhaps we should leave. And Daslin is like, no, we're not going to leave. There's vast treasures in these halls that we need to find. There's old artifacts of our ancient people that we must discover. It's like
my eyebrow raises a bit.
I know,
perhaps I can be of help.
We haven't had any luck so far with those. And he goes, shh.
Luck with what?
What? And the other Dazzler says, nothing. It's been fine. In fact, if you would like to travel in there and gather some stuff for us, we would be much obliged. And at this point, Bing kind of looks. He goes, look at Dazzlin's arm. It's all bandaged, and the skin around it is all weird.
What happened to your arm there, Dazzlin?
I was reaching across the fire, and I burned my arm a little bit.
Is that right?
Yeah, and
well, perhaps you need to be more careful.
Norbis said, well, that acidic jelly. And he goes, oh, all right. Well, we've been trying to excavate this area. However, it appears that other monsters have gone in here and are causing some troubles. We found these strange jelly-like monsters. At least one of them that we saw. We don't know if there are any more of them that are lurking about in the halls just ahead. But neither my brother and I are very skilled with weapons, and we could use your help in driving them off, and perhaps learning more of what are in these halls.
I pull out my 2-handed battle axe.
They both go, oh, like their eyes go wide.
And I say, stand aside.
They both stand aside.
Bing
kind of looks at you and goes, yes?
It's clobbering time.
He pulls out his Bing pulls out his checklist and puts another notch down to it's clobbering time on his list of call signs, like battle cries. That one has seven times it's been used.
Bing, put the paper down. I told you about that.
Sorry, he takes his spectacles and tucks it back into his pocket.
Point me to the jellies.
All right. They both point into the central hall, like in that hallway that's leading right off to the front.
I march right in.
Excellent. You begin to make your way into the hall. You get to about here. Bing gets to about here. And you see a couple of other interesting things. Let's go to reveal areas.
Is there anything I can tell about this, about the stonework, the general architecture? Like, does it look like it's quality dwarven craftsmanship?
Yes, it is definitely quality dwarven craftsmanship. But something about those two cloaked and hooded statues, definitely, they definitely didn't grab you. Like there was something off about them.
And you said they were dwarves, right?
They were dwarves, yes. And you kind of didn't, given your careful attention to things, you didn't quite take notice of it then, but something about it. And Bing certainly like looked at them with his eyes narrow, and Bing kind of says to you, do you recognize those dwarves with the grins on their faces?
Can I make a history check?
You can. Go ahead and make an intelligence history check or intelligence religion check. And if you want, Bing, so you can make an intelligence history check with advantage, and Bing can make an intelligence religion check flat.
So I rolled a 20.
All right. You recognize, you're like, so those are iconography, not of Moradin or any of the other dwarven gods, but of Abathor. Abathor, as you may know, Abathor is the master of greed, a neutral evil dwarven god that is only generally worshipped by dwarves who have sort of stepped away from their clans, and those that always believed that like greed was a stronger motivation than righteousness and battle and the other things that dwarves typically find. And Bing kind of says to you like, do you think this is a temple to Abathor?
I think we should tread carefully, Bing.
He nods.
These dwarven ruins are what's the word I'm looking for, Bing?
Dangerous?
Are cloaked in dishonor.
Yes, because that's better than dangerous. I was going to go with dangerous, but now that you mention it.
Well, I don't know if they're dangerous, but they're certainly cloaked in dishonor.
Right. As you travel, so down the hall, he starts to like keep his eyes, he keeps his eyes out. Let's see. And what if each of you could roll a wisdom perception check for me?
Yep.
Is that for both of? Oh no, that's history.
I rolled a perception of 3 and 11.
Excellent.
And Bing 19 and 3.
So you notice that on the northern side of the room, it leads into a broken down section of this temple where the rock has collapsed. You see shattered statues and collapsed tunnels leading. You can see it on the map there. Your friend Bing, however, says, "Look, there is a secret door here on the southern side." And he reveals this.
And it doesn't look like these two dwarves have found that door.
So one goes, "Oh, by the way, there's a secret door on the southern side of that wall there. We found it."
Toro. Thanks for telling us.
Yeah. So anytime he gives you a wave.
Now I want to take a peek in this thing here to the north.
Okay.
Just so I could say I looked in there. What do I see?
Yeah, so you go in all the way and you kind of look around, and it does look like the ceiling is partially collapsed. You see more ruins. You do find an amulet in here that is underneath one of the rocks as you kind of pull it over. It's sort of a broken brass amulet of a dagger hanging from a chain.
Okay. Does it? Okay. Brass, you said?
Yeah. So not particularly, like it's only worth about 5 gold pieces or so.
Okay, I'm gonna tuck it into my pocket.
All right.
It belongs to the dwarves. It should stay with the dwarf.
Mm-hmm. Your companion kind of looks at the wall and he moves a piece of it, and the wall shifts aside, revealing a hallway that leads south and to the east. There is also that you can continue on to the east itself into a bigger chamber.
So I tell Bing to let me take lead.
He says, "All right."
What? No, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a secret door there.
Yeah, there's a secret door leading to the south.
And we can go further east.
Or you can just go right into what appears from what you can see, from where you were. You can see that it is a large, appears to be like a large chamber.
All right, let's go down the secret door first, just to see what.
Very good. So you begin to make your way. Bing, of course, lets you take the lead, and you head down. Let me reveal some things here. And you see it is very narrow, these corridors, as you make your way through, and they are unlit, but both of you with your dark vision can see. However, because it is unlit, it is considered dimly lit for you. That hurts your perception checks while you are looking for things. Your Bing says, my eyes are not quite nimble enough to pick out any dangers that we might find down these halls. Just letting you know to be careful.
Mine as well, Bing. Do I see anything? Knowing. Let me see how can I ask you this? Like, does this seem odd for a dwarven structure to have this type of passageway?
So dwarves certainly have used secret passages in their places before. But you're not used to them. There's something about this that it tells you this is a temple of trickery.
Yeah, like the fact that it's so narrow. Do I feel cramped in here?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't like this. I'm used to big dwarven citadels and halls, and this is not my. There's a door up ahead.
There is a door to the north and another door at the end of the hall to the east.
I'm gonna kick that door in.
Which one?
The one to the north.
Okay. You kick in the door, which bursts with your mighty kick, revealing a narrow hall that leads to the north. And you see that it ends at a dead end.
Is it filled with debris? What's in here?
It is not. So when you go in here, this area looks well made. The work stone walls, everything looks good, and it just ends at a dead end wall. And on the end, you look and you see a grinning dwarf face, eyes ablaze with with malevolence, kind of looking back at you, carved into the wall like a.
Oh, it's carved.
Yeah, carved in like a fresco.
Huh. All right. It's mouth open, closed.
Mouth is open, and so bearded. Mouth in a smile, not open.
Can I look in the mouth and see if there's anything hiding in there?
You go down there. Give me a perception check or investigation check, your choice.
I rolled a 4 and a 16. Which one to use? The left one or the right one?
So we start with the left one. So Bing would be helping you with this, and he says, "Look there, his eyes. They're like buttons. You could press inside them."
I press them.
You take out your fingers and you press them, and as you do, there's a grinding sound and some dust falls from the ceiling as the door slides down into the floor, revealing the full temple interior. Let's see. Think.
So this door to the north leads to the temple that the same doors on the east over there led to.
It appears so.
What an odd thing to do. Indeed. Let's see.
Indeed. Think.
So this door to the north leads to the temple that the same doors on the east over there led to. What an odd thing to do. Indeed.
Indeed. Let's see. Think. 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 Indeed.
Well, then I'm going to keep walking to the east in the same cramped hallway.
All right, so you're backing out. You're not going to head into the central temple.
So can I step into the temple from there?
Sure. Yep.
No, then I'm going to back out and keep walking to the east.
Yeah. Okay. So you back out and begin heading to the east. As you do, you see another fresco on the doorway at the end of the hall. This one has a dwarf holding a pair of daggers across his chest.
Daggers.
All carved into the wall.
Does he look like a warrior?
No. He's cloaked and hooded and has the same mischievous grin on his face.
So he's more of a roguish type.
Yeah, it would appear so.
Ugh. Dishonor. Does he have the same buttons in his eyes?
Are you going to press and find out? It looks like he's got the same sort of beady eyes that the one on the other wall had.
Then yes, I'm going to press.
All right, you take your fingers out, and just before you do, your companion says, "Wait, should we check it for traps?" You turn around as your fingers press into the holes, and you see a spectral form come out from the wall and slash you with a pair of daggers. Please, let's see. I need to roll a check.
I have an armor class of 16.
It slashes and scrapes against your armor. And you hear this like and then it looks almost disappointed as the spectral form fades off, and the door again slides down into the ground, revealing the room beyond. The specter almost looks disappointed, and your friend Bing says, "Whoa, that was lucky."
It's not luck, Bing. I'm tough.
Skill. Inside, you find that an earthquake has collapsed part of this room. The northeastern section of the room has completely collapsed, but the rest of it is sound. There is a statue on the wall to the south of that same, this time of the same like roguish dwarf with the daggers. This one has an amulet around its neck.
Can I make a religion check to see if or can the healer, can Bing make a religion
both
check?
Both of you can make, the healer can make a religion check. You can make a history check if you like.
All right, so Bing is going to roll religion. Bing is skilled in religion. And
so that's a 10.
I'm going to make an investigation.
Okay.
Hold on. So 10 and 6.
What were you looking for in particular?
I want to see if I recognize the amulet, see if there's any religious symbolism on it.
You do not recognize the amulet. If you would...
Let me ask you a question. Does the amulet have the same sort of symbols that the two statues outside have?
No, this one has... it's decorated. It's decorated in a much different way. It's definitely dwarven from what you can tell, and it's ornately decorated.
Can I grab it and take it off the statue?
Give me 1 second, and it is. It looks like a single spike. Like it looks, like this central decorated spike hanging from a chain, and while the rest of the statue is made out of stone, it is made out of what appears to be gold.
Can I lift it off the statue?
You can.
Take it?
Yep. Do you do so?
Yes, I do.
Excellent. You pick it up just as Bing goes, whoa, 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 as you lift it off, and the mouth of the statue opens. It goes, and it breathes out this poisonous gas. Oh. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Luckily for you, you have advantage on this. Uh,
24.
So you kind of it hits you, but right as you back off from the poison, you take 4 points of poison damage.
Okay.
Much better than what you would have taken if it weren't
Does
for your
Bang need
Dwarven
to make saving
Constitution.
throw?
It was only against you, so it was just a small cloud that came out of the mouth of the statue. As you kind of fall back, you sort of hold the amulet in your hand and can feel that it can feel that it has some kind of magical energy inside of it, some kind of charge, and as you hear this sort of laughter, laughter within it.
Laughter within
It's like you hear this sort of like
yeah. I don't like this. So first I'm going to thank my grandfather for his aid, because I felt his energy help me. And then I'm going to look at this amulet and I'm going to take a moment to decide if I want to keep it or if I want to just toss it. I don't like those amulets laughing at me. And I don't like this dwarven dishonorable god nonsense.
Yeah, so you're kind of holding it, and you feel this energy off of it, and you realize that like a word comes into your mind.
What is that?
And the word?
Yeah.
Karthak.
What does that mean?
It doesn't mean it means darkness in Dwarven.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Can I rip the gold chain off the amulet?
You can.
Okay, I'm going to rip the gold chain off the amulet.
Right,
I'm going to keep the gold chain and toss the amulet.
All right, the amulet goes falling back against the rock wall behind you.
I don't want anything to do with that.
And the chain itself, you feel like there's no power in the chain.
Good.
Very good.
Or there's economic power. It's gold.
There is economic power. It was probably worth far more with the amulet attached, but what are you going to do?
Oh, well. I have a bad feeling about that amulet.
All right. Let's see. I don't know.
Darkness, dishonorable dwarves. I'm going to go back into that big temple. Well, actually go into it because I haven't been in there yet.
So you see your companion as you were kind of heading back out of the wall. You see your companion kind of turn around and look at the amulet, and he kind of reaches over and picks it up off the ground and tucks it into a belt pouch.
Okay. Suit yourself, Bing.
Excellent.
But I have a bad feeling about that thing.
He kind of looks at you and nods his head. Says, "I'll be careful."
Okay, you do that.
So you're making your way out into the temple.
I'm gonna go back in up through that secret door and back into the and head into the temple for the first time. I don't think I've been in there yet.
You have not been in there yet.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hang on a second.
I'm gonna scream out to those dwarves. You guys all right back there?
Like, we're good. Are you all right in there?
We're good.
So as you kind of, you're like, everything good out there? And they're yelling, and Bing is, oh, watch out! As behind you, near the altar, a large jelly-like monstrosity falls down from the ceiling and lands on the ground nearby.
Is it big and yellow?
It is big and yellow, and begins to move its way towards you. Let us roll for initiative. Now you're gonna have to help me here too.
All right, so
I think there's isn't there an add turn?
Barundar is going to roll a
add turn.
Okay, so you need to select the token.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a turn order.
Yeah, so Barundar...
And isn't there a way to just roll everybody?
Yeah. So Barundar... So I'm going to roll initiative now, and it should show up there.
Okay.
But the token has to be selected. So watch, when I do it for Bing...
I'll do it for you.
I got Bing selected, and Bing's going to roll initiative. And... Where's Bing's initiative? Oh, here it is. Sorry. So Bing roll a 13.
So if I go to the character sheet and I roll it.
So you could roll Barundor's initiative.
Oh. Good news for you. The Ochre Jelly has a 4.
Oh, I can roll Barundor's.
Can you?
Barundor rolled an 8.
So I'll just do an 8.
You might be able to add it to the turn order directly.
Yeah. And then if I hit this arrow button, what does that do? Does that put him in order?
That goes through the order.
Okay. So we'll start with 13. All right. And you control your friends. So what would you like to do?
All right. So let me see what I got here.
And you can use the little marker to point. Like you can use the.
Yeah. So give me a second here so I can. Remember, I don't play a lot as a player. Just give me a second.
Yep.
I want to see something. I want to make sure my Sacred Flame. All right, so I'm gonna Sacred Flame this guy.
All right.
It's got a range of 60 feet, so I could probably do it from where I'm at right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it makes a dexterity saving throw?
Yeah. So let me use Sacred Flame.
It is not immune to anything.
And this would be radiant damage.
And what is the DC?
12.
It unfortunately succeeds on the saving throw. It rolled a 15. It is the... Oh, that was... Why is this not in order? You should be going ahead. These didn't...
I think you could put it in order.
Yeah, okay. It's in order now. So now it is your turn.
All right, so, well... Barundor's going to get in melee and swing his two-handed battle axe at this thing.
All right.
I have no time for jelly.
Excellent.
And... Barundor rolled a 24 and a 12. You say you go with the right?
Yeah, no, you start with the left, so you got a critical hit.
Critical hit, so 15 points.
15 points of damage. Your weapon slices into this terrible jelly, splashing bits of its gore all over, and it takes 15 points of damage.
So I scream in Dwarven, you guys want to come in here and check this out?
They're like, no, we're good from here. Go for it. Yeah. The jelly attacks with a terrible pseudopod.
I don't know what that is.
With a 9.
I have a 16.
It slaps up against you. You bat it away, but you hear sizzling as acid hits your armor, cleaning off some of the grime and gore that was on there.
Acid, huh?
Yeah, it appears that it hits with bludgeoning and a little bit of acid. And it is Bing's turn.
Bing is going to Sacred Flame again.
Oh, right. So it continues to make a saving throw. Whoops.
4 points of radiant damage.
You would think it's... Man, look at it rolling 18s and 19s on that saving throw. So it has a 17. It avoids. The radiant energy sort of washes over it, appearing to do no damage to it whatsoever.
How come I don't see your roll?
It should be in the... Is it not in the...
No, I think they're hidden. That's fine. Bing says, I'm going to need a different approach.
How do I unhide my rolls?
Bing's gonna move in closer. Bing thinks that maybe he needs to be closer to the thing to hit it.
Bing does. Okay.
Yeah.
Where's he gonna move to?
He's gonna step into the room and.
Okay. Like back there.
Yeah.
Excellent. How do I change who I'm rolling to? There was a.
You click on the token and then you attack.
So
you.
Yeah.
If you select a token, I think.
So I'm doing it right off of the sheet, but it says to GM. And you didn't see it, is that correct?
I don't see his rolls. No.
That is dicked.
Which is fine. I mean, I don't care.
I know, but you should be able to see the rolls.
But yeah, mine are also 2 GM. So
Weird. Well, I will do as Ochre Jelly.
probably a setting somewhere that I got.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Let me see. Enable. Not sure.
Whatever. So, you are you attacked it?
Barundar's turn, right?
Yes, it's Barundu's turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna take another swing with my mighty battle axe.
Excellent.
Look at this, Bang. We're about to bring this thing down.
He looks over at you, worried. He says, "Whatever you say."
18.
18 is a hit.
4 slashing damage. I slashed my way through this thing.
It cuts into it, appearing to do a little bit, right? A little cut, but not nearly as powerful as your previous critical hit that sliced off a big slice of it.
Well,
it bashes out with a pseudopod.
They can't all be home runs.
And rolls a 9. You say it can't all be home runs as it slaps against you, and you bat it away with one gauntleted arm, again leaving this nice clean patch on your armor. And
I scream at Bang. I say, Bang, use your magic.
All right. What does Bing
Let
do?
your faith destroy this thing.
The time for a big spell?
No, he doesn't have any big spells.
Oh.
He's got Sacred Flame a little closer from. He thinks that maybe moving in was gonna.
Right.
Let's see if he's right.
It could be. Did you see it this time?
Bang.
I rolled it this time. Oh,
I don't see.
Wait a minute.
No.
Oh God. All right. Let me just try this again here.
But Bang does 5 radiant damage if he hits.
He takes 5 radiant damage. This time it bashes through. And he begins the sizzling as radiant energy flows through the jelly.
Beautiful. Now Bang wants to move this way so he could be face to face with the thing.
Yeah, just oh, you moved it this time.
Yeah. No, I moved Bang. I didn't move Barundar.
Oh, you can't move Barundar, but you can move Bing?
Right.
All right. That's weird. So, all right, excellent. So he's dancing around the room, throwing sacred flames.
Yeah, yeah.
Excellent. It is Barundar's turn.
Sacredly flaming. Yes.
What is Barundar going to do?
Well, Barundar is going to kill this thing.
All right.
One last hit, Bang, and we're done here.
Ooh, pretty good. Maybe 2 more hits.
6 slashing damage.
All right, your blade slashes into it, cutting off another viscous piece of it. Awful. And the jelly's turn. It slaps at you with one of its pseudopods. Oh, a 23 versus AC.
Oh, that hurt.
You take 5 bludgeoning damage and 3 acid damage as it slaps at you hard and you feel your skin beginning to sizzle.
Is that right? Bing?
Bing is like, you okay?
Well,
Let
me see.
How you
Hold
doing?
on. No, I think I'm okay. No, Bang. You may have to step in here and help me out. So Bang's going to take a step forward and cure wounds.
All right.
Cast at what level? 1? He can only cast at 1, right?
He can only cast it at level 1. That's correct.
Yeah.
3.
So 3 hit points. All right. Well, it's better than nothing.
All right.
Here you go, Barundar. Thank you, Bang. This should be enough. Barundar is going to swing that battle axe of his with his newfound health.
All right. That is a solid hit.
No, hold on. I think I swung it twice by mistake.
Oh, gotcha. And that's that
so
first
it's
one?
7.
A 7 does not hit it as you slap at
Bang,
it.
you distracted me with your healing.
It turns into this like thin liquid and then rises up on the other side. And it tries to slap at you.
Please miss.
A 21 versus AC.
Well, that's a hit.
For 9 points of damage.
Oh, that brings me down to 0.
It slaps you in the face. You cry out as there is this slapping noise. Bing is like, oh no! We're almost there!
Bing is going to Sacred Flame this thing.
Uh-oh. You sure? You don't have any heal left?
I have Cure Wounds.
That'll get you up.
I have 2 slots. Yeah, I guess I could use it again.
Yep.
Yeah. 6 points of damage.
All right.
So 6 points of healing.
Yep. You rise up. You feel this scar against your face where the acid has burned you slightly. And it is your turn. Roll high.
And now, this is my Hulk Hogan move.
Let's see it. A 9?
Twice.
A 9? Oh, God, you rolled a 6, 6, and a 6?
Yeah.
That's weird. Somebody out there doesn't like you.
But why is it rolling twice?
I don't know.
That's weird. All right.
Your blade... Wow, and you rolled a 2. Your blade slices at the ochre jelly, who manages to slide underneath it once again. And it attacks again.
No, hold. Oh, no, I'm going to take an attack of opportunity.
God, look at that. 21.
Oh, my God.
Roll a 17.
Jesus.
It slaps at you with a pseudopod and inflicts 8 bludgeoning and 5 acid.
It was meant to be, Bing.
No, it doesn't. No.
The honor has been all mine, I say as I drop.
Oh, no. As your flesh is burning from the ochre jelly. And then it is Bing's turn. What's Bing going to do?
Bing is going to Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame. Rolls a 12. That's a fail, right?
No, my DC is 12.
DC is 12. The ochre jelly why did it roll? Hang on. It fails the save. And
7 radiant.
Describe your killing blow.
The power of my god burns my fingertips as I launch the Sacred Flame at the jelly and I say, "For Barundar."
And the ochre jelly is destroyed. Bing stands alone in the cursed temple of Aven Thor, his fallen companion.
Bing cradles Barundar in his arms and says, "I did it, Barundar. I did it for you, my friend."
How about a stabilize in there?
Oh, yes. That too.
I thought maybe I should save your life instead of just giving you a monologue.
Yes.
I'm all right. I'm still alive.
Yeah, Bing, maybe you could stabilize me and then get to the pleasantries. Yes.
After a short time, you are stabilized. Does Bing take you outside of the temple for the time being?
He drags me outside, yes.
All right. You can take a short rest if you would like to spend your hit dice.
Oh, yes.
There appears to be no direct threat except perhaps by the white dragon should it decide to make a visit. If you wanted to take a long rest here.
So I asked the dwarves. So I took a short rest.
Yes.
So Barundar gains 3 hit points.
3 whole hit points. What did you find? Did you have to run from it?
No, I killed it. Well, no, I didn't kill it. Bing killed it.
Killed it?
It almost killed me.
Oh.
Have you spent the night here? I imagine
yes,
you have.
Yes.
Obviously.
Quite a few nights.
I'm gonna go back into the altar.
All right.
Into the temple.
Excellent. You step inside of the temple, and Bing follows.
Yes.
All right. Knows he has to help you out, but he's out of spells, right?
Yeah, he's out of spells. I'm not gonna do much here. I just want to take a look around and see what this thing here to the north is. Is that a door?
As you look over to the north, you find another one of those statues with the Aven Thor statues with the crazy eyes.
I'm not touching that.
Your noble, give me a, so your Bing sees that, and from having seen them before, says, it's another one of those dagger traps.
Yeah, I'm not touching that now, Bing.
He kind of looks over and examines it. He's like, I might be able to disarm it.
Bing, I didn't know you had those skills.
I have many skills.
Oh, go ahead.
Why don't you roll a dexterity sleight of hands check if he's trained in it? I don't know what he's trained in. Probably not, right?
Let me see. No, he's not, but I can roll dexterity.
Sure.
Bang, clutch. 16.
Yeah, so he finds that there are a small series of levers that can be thrown in an opposite direction, and then he presses the two eyes, and the door slides down into the floor, revealing another tunnel that heads off north and then to the east.
Interesting. So I think we should take a long rest.
Okay.
I tell Bing, we shouldn't go in there. We should, really rest and go spend the night out there with our dwarven friends. And
right. You go out for the evening and rest with your friends. You cook around an old fire, sharing tales of former lives and other adventures. I need you to roll a d20 for me.
D20. An
11. You do not. You're all kind of keeping your ears peeled for the worried about the dragon flying about, but you do not hear it. No sign comes that night.
I share my story of how I witnessed the dragon, and Bing and I almost fought it.
Yeah, we're almost there. You like with apprehensively, right?
Yeah.
And they're both like, "Wow, that would have been what a tale that would have been."
One of many, friends. One of many.
You gain back all of your hit points and all of your spells and other daily abilities.
I do not gain back the 5 hit points.
No, that's correct. The 8 is gone.
Yeah, so I'm at 13 hit points. But I can use 8 again, though.
Yes.
It's a new day.
That is correct.
All right, so unless something happens overnight, I'm just sort of going to make myself comfortable. And after some pleasant small talk with these dwarves, I'm just going to turn on my side and go to sleep.
Excellent. Night falls. No dangers come. Dreams of treasure and adventure flow through your mind. The next day, you wake up ready and refreshed for the day ahead.
Is Bing awake?
Bing is awake. He's already cooking breakfast for you.
Bing, you're a Johnny on the spot.
He kind of smiles like, I like to be useful.
Has Bing made coffee?
Oh, yeah, of course.
That's great. Thank you, Bing.
Like, this is the best. This is the best companion character I've ever had.
You're a nice fella, Bing. It's good to have you around.
Gives you a nod. You see him, and he's kind of looking at that golden spike that he's holding in his hand, kind of one eye narrowed, one eye open.
Now that the day has passed, Bing, let me see that thing.
He kind of looks at you and hands it over. And when you hold it in your hand, you feel that it is empowered with a spell of darkness that you can cast once. Once it's used, it is expended forever.
The actual darkness
spell? The actual darkness spell.
Okay. This may come in handy later. I give it back to Bing to hold.
He says, all right. It's more my style. Do you wish to continue your exploration?
Yes, we're going to go up that door to the north.
Excellent. You head up to the northern door.
And I asked the dwarves, are they interested in coming with us?
He's like, no, I think we're good out here. You're doing an outstanding job. We wouldn't want to.
Boy, you two are a pair of disappointing dwarves, if I do say so.
They kind of like, well, that's just rude. Like, we're not all famed adventurers.
You could at least hold a mining pick or something. Swing it.
I suppose, but look at you. Your face is all burnt.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for pointing out the obvious.
Yeah, just saying. Not trying to be rude, but Bing figures out sees that the door has no traps on it, and you are able to open it into the following area.
No. I'm able to kick it open.
You kick it, and it crashes open with a bang. And looking inside, you see that it contains what looks like a priest's quarters of old. There is a ragged stone bed with a rotted mattress that looks like it had rotted many centuries ago. There are carvings on the walls of the trickster god Aven Thor, including one in the southeastern corner of the room.
I'm going to check out the statues. I'm going to ask Bing to come with me.
All right. Give me a intelligence investigation check. And you yeah.
That's Barundar's roll.
Okay.
This is Bing's roll. Bing rolled a 20.
Bing looks at it and says, it looks pretty much like the other one. Another trapped door and another secret entrance. Shall I?
Sure, Bing.
He manipulates the levers, disabling the trap, and the wall slides open, revealing another chamber and door.
Step through.
You step into a vestry. You see a stone wardrobe against an east wall holding the rotted remains of 2 suits of red leather armor. Investigating these red leather, it appears that's what the servants of Aven Thor used to wear.
I'm not gonna touch that.
All right. Yeah, and Bing, it doesn't work for Bing either.
Yeah.
You do see that there is a door to the south.
Before we do that, if I poke my head there and where that red leather is, can I see anything else in there, or just
a thorough examination does not reveal any further secrets?
Okay. Then let's keep. Well, Bing, why don't you put your perceptive ears to the door there and see if you hear anything on the other side?
He examines the door and looks at and listens for anything on the other side and hears nothing.
Okay. Well, then we're going to kick that door in.
All right. The door crumbles inwards, revealing a hallway that leads west and east, and another doorway that leads to the south.
So it's east and west is dead ends, right?
When you look to the east, wow, I can't put the character in the square because it's not on the square. When you look to the west, you see that it ends at another one of those Aven Thor strange carvings on the walls. The eastern looks like the hallway has collapsed. But Bing looks at it and he goes, "It looks like those rocks are relatively loose there on the east."
All right, so can I use my dwarven as a dwarf? Would I be able to see if those rocks there are if that collapse is relatively I don't know.
Yeah, not that stable.
Yeah, like that rock is that like really packed in there.
So when you look at it, you realize like the hall hasn't fully collapsed. The ceiling is actually still intact. If the rocks can be pulled out of the way, it could reveal you think that the hallway continues on the other side.
So I'm going to ask Bing to check that statue out there, or the carving out on the west, and I'll take care of the rocks on the east.
Okay. You begin to pull away the rocks to the east. He examines the door to the south and reveals that it is in fact a secret door leading into a U-shaped hallway. He reveals this. He says that it looks like some of it has collapsed and that it leads back into that central chamber. Can I get an athletics check from you?
Yes. 14.
You discover that you are able to pull the rocks away and lead to a crawl space into a small hall that leads to a door. It has another one of those Aven Thor statues on it.
Well, hold on. I just moved this. Bing, I found something. Huh.
He looks, what's that?
The statue, does it look, it's got those eyes that you could press?
Yes.
Can Bing check it for traps?
He does so and says that it is in fact trapped, but he manipulates 2 levers and says, it isn't trapped anymore. I'm getting rather good at this.
I like having you around, Bing. What did the levers do?
That disables. So it means that you can press the eyes of the dwarf statue without collapsing the...
Press the eyes.
The doors open, but the door opens and reveals the final chamber. As you two step inside, you see that part of it has collapsed, but much of it is still in place. On the south wall, there is rubble of a shattered statue. An alcove in the north holds a statue of a dwarf with horns, which stares greedily at a glowing green gem in its hands.
I don't like this, Bing.
He looks at it and goes, I don't particularly like it either.
So is the gem carved into the statue?
No, the statue's hands are looking at an actual green gem and is staring at it with greed and a smile on its face and horns on its head.
Bing, I've heard stories that removing gems from statues can lead to all sorts of things.
He looks at you and nods.
And I think we're about to lead into something. I go pull the green gem from the statue's hands.
You walk over. He's like, whoa, 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 whoa. I need you to make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw.
Barundar?
Yes. You go and you lift off the gem, and the statue explode.
Oh, DC 12 I hit. 15.
You take 22 points of piercing damage as the statue explodes and shreds through you, sending you smashing against the back wall.
Barundar drops.
You come to a little bit later as Bing awakens you by casting a Cure Wounds on you. He goes, well, that didn't go so well.
I guess not. No.
Perhaps we should head back to Phandalin and let them know that we have that the excavators are safe and are aware of the difficulty.
But wait, what is this green gem I'm holding?
You're like, what's this green gem? And your hand is just shredded from where the gem had exploded.
Oh, great. So I'm in terrible pain.
Right. There's pieces of gemstone embedded in your hand.
I mean, I got a bone popping out of my wrist.
Right. 3 of your fingers are broken in the wrong direction.
Yeah, perhaps we need to find a stronger healer, Bing. Let's go do that.
Perhaps we should.
I mean, you're a nice guy and all, but you're not going to solve this problem.
Did you hold up your broken arm?
Yeah, right. I hold on a bone popping out of my arm.
We should get back quickly.
Yes. So I drag my way out.
Yes.
Back towards the dwarves.
Yep. They're like, ah! Look at your arm!
Listen, we cleared this place out. You can do whatever you want here, but you should know there's a dragon nearby and you might get eaten.
Well, you cleared out everything in the inside?
Yes.
Well, perhaps we'll just go back to Phandalin with you.
Sure.
All right, then. Lead on.
Bang, you take lead.
He's like, he gives you a shrug. And
I'm not feeling too hot.
the four of you make your way out of the Dwarven ruins and return to Phandalin. Upon reaching the town and along the journey, Bing has managed to heal your broken arm, though it will ache. It will ache for the rest of your life.
Oh,
Most certainly. You are awarded 50 gold pieces.
Yes.
For passing the information along to the excavators and bringing them back to Phandalin safely and sharing tales of your adventures. And given your new experiences having traveled into these, you have reached level 2.
Ooh.
Both you and young Bing.
I ask young Bing to keep some of the details of what happened in there to ourselves.
Says, I will work on this. Perhaps I could share a story, and I'll just embellish certain parts of it.
We should be discreet about what we share.
He says, all right then.
It'll benefit both of us.
Yeah, financially benefit both of us if they don't quite know.
It'll benefit both of us.
You're talking about that, and Dazzlin is at one table goes, bones sticking right out of his arm.
I don't like this guy.
The two of them share. And it is there in the inn where we'll end today's adventure.
Great. That was fun.
Well done.